Okay, now let me see it. Let you see what? I said, I was already tired. We've been at this since 12 o'clock in the morning. I want to see your best Neo impression. Neo impression? What do you mean, like the Matrix? I asked again, just to be sure I heard things right. My brother laughed. Yes, your Neo impression. I stared at him flatly for a moment, a look of unadulterated anger in my eyes. I have never taken a tumbling class in my life, and you know this. Yeah? Well, have you taken any classes on traveling? I laughed, knowing that he was trying to make light of a situation that was becoming darker and darker every day. He laughed again. Of course, there's no class for this. Did you have any classes when you learned to call the light to yourself? Did you have any classes when you learned to swim to the home of our ancestors? He asked solemnly. I had my head down in shame. I knew it was my responsibility to get this done, to be the very best I can. Because it wasn't just my family depending on me. There were so many other people. I closed my eyes and tried to visualize the acrobatic movements from the movie. It had been a very long time since I watched it. Stop that, my brother said. You know that's not how we access memories. I stilled myself and bit my tongue slightly, just enough to make it bleed, then tasted the blood. It was there. Every memory of that movie was in my head in living color, as if I was sitting right in the theater. I saw the flips, the turns, the twists, and stared in wonder and fascination at the visual show my brain was putting on for me. My muscles pulsated with excitement and wonder as I watched the screen intently. I visualized. Now it was time to execute. I had no idea where we were. We'd spent the entire night traveling the universe. And somehow we were in somewhere USA. How did I know it was somewhere USA? Well, that's another story. I kept my mind steady and focused on the task at hand, and it was beautiful. My body soared through the air as if I had been a ballerina all of my life. The athleticism I displayed was a wonder even to myself as I flipped on top of cars and swung from poles. It was almost like playing in a Spider-Man movie. For the rest of the morning, my brother and I played. We soared through the traffic as we impressed and terrified the native people in the land. We made a magnificent pair. Through those streets, we shone like red and blue lightning as we flipped and chased each other throughout the galaxy. By the time Old Dark 30 came, the hour, I thought we'd be done, but we weren't. We continued to train and train and train and play all night long until the morning came. By morning, when she opened her eyes, the sun was already risen, and she'd already been out traveling at the forbidden time. Now, what were going to be the consequences of that, she wondered as she stretched out that morning. Probably nothing. Probably the world, she thought. But what does it matter? We're free now. Ita. Asio. And also remember, guys, this book I'm writing as it comes. Yeah, so this isn't written down. There's no pre-rehearsal. This ain't just a rehearsal, because when we get to heaven, this is the same book that I'm going to be writing and singing about there. So this book right here, it's not written down anywhere. I have written books. This one right here, it's all in my head. And so in the telling it and in the retelling it, when it finally gets written down, it's probably going to have a few differences, a few tweaks. But I hope you're enjoying this accounting of the dreaming. Ita, Aseo.